Hello, my name is Siegfried, and from a lot of people asking, they want to know how I made my Ursula costume that I made for CANT earlier this year. So, this will be a video just detailing on how I made it and how I control it. So first we'll start with how I control it. These are all 8-foot long tentacles, where they are at least 6 feet across the floor and then 2 feet going up my leg. And then the way I have these controlled is a bunch of fishing string with straps on my hands so I can manipulate them, move them any way I want. And they also have little rings so I can pull them up like that. But then if, of course, you're walking around on the floor and these drag a lot, so if you ever want to get to a situation where maybe you don't want these to drag on the floor, the two ways I found best to pick these up and move them around if you don't want these to drag on the floor at the time is you grab the 2 rings, pull them, and then you just lift and hold it down your neck and you just walk like that. That's how I was doing it the whole time when I went across streets and stuff. And then of course the other option, if you're going over a long distance, is just simply to pick them up and walk around. But most of the time, when I'm on the convention floor, I just let them drag and move around the floor. You can do all kinds of cool poses with them. Like, you can do this. But now, I'll go and show you some more details on how I made this costume. Okay, so the first part is that all the fabric on this costume is 100% polyester. Most of it is black, and then I got dark purple for the bottom of the costume, and then light opal purple for the suction cups. Now, as I said earlier, both the purple and the black fabrics for the tentacles you want to be 8 feet long, with the idea of 6 feet going across the floor and then 8 feet going up against your leg. Now the width of them, you will want the black fabric when you cut down to a long stream of 8 feet. When you go down 2 feet, you want to be a full 10 inches wide. But then when you get to the 6 foot, then you're going to want to go to a long triangle to start inverting it. So then it gets skinnier and skinnier as it goes. So just start 2 feet at full 10 inches, and then when you get to 6 feet, start to slowly invert it so you can get to the point. And then as for the purple fabric, I believe you want that to be at 6 inches wide. So then the black will completely cover all sides when it's lying down. And then, so you'll take the 2 fabrics, and when you sew them together, make sure that you start on one side, the perfect edges of both the black and the purple, and just have the black part be loose, and then go to the perfect side corner. So the purple will be completely flat, and then the black will be floppy, so you can later on stuff it with cotton. So once you've got the fabric at 8 feet long, go 10 feet at 10 inches width, and 5 inches width for the purple, and then start inverting it, sew them together. What you want to do is use cluster stuff, Morning Glory cotton, because you don't want to get any typical kind of cotton, because the whole main idea with the polyester 100% and this kind of cotton is it's very flexible and flimsy. You want to make these tentacles as floppy as possible so they look like real tentacles when you're walking and moving around. So this is the kind of cotton you should get to stuff them with. Now, it's not easy. First, when you get it in there, it's easy, but you got to try to get it all the way to the tip. Unfortunately, since this is polyester, it's really stretchy. So you could just push the cotton. This is what I usually do. I just push my thumb inside, push it through, push it through, push it through. And you can also just kind of wiggle it around, squeeze it until you can get to the fine point tip. Takes a while, but if you want the quality, there you go. Next is the main base. So what you want to do is measure your waist for whatever size you want. And then once you get that, you want to have it go across your waist and then measure it, and then probably about 1 foot down, you're going to want to start to have it go wider. So like go down your waist, just a straight line, and then right around your ankles, start to have it go in a diagonal line. So the next part is the main base that's going to go around your waist. So you want to measure your waist and have it go perfectly around, and then sew it in a perfect circle, and then go down, but right after about a foot, you want to have it go in a diagonal line to make it wider. So it'll have more of a definition of getting wider as it goes down your body. And then once you do that, you'll probably want about half a foot of fabric cut like this that you see on stitched to the tentacle. And then you're going to stitch it to the bottom part like this. So this is the main fabric around my body right here. And then I cut it into 8 little lines about this wide each to go around the purple. And then you just stitch it on there to hold the tentacles to the main base. And then so it's this one piece of black fabric going across my waist. But then I get another one to do the exact same thing around my waist, go about a foot down, then go diagonal, cut it wider, and then sew it. And I put it on top of this, so then you see these right here on top. And the idea is then in between the back one and the one I just sewed on top of it, I can stuff it with cotton. So this has cotton in it, and all this part has cotton in it in between 2 pieces of fabric, so it gives it more of a definition. So the tentacles don't just go fat, fat, and then super skinny. So it's to give it more of a definition transition. Give you another view of it. So here's the main base of all the fabric across my waist, where it's right at my waist side, then I go down and then like that, and I sew it all across, put it around my waist. One layer on the bottom, then I stitch it to the bottom of the tentacles like this. So here's the bottom part, and it goes all across down to here, up to this point, about a foot to a foot and a half. Stitch it across the purple. Then I do the same thing, put a top layer on it, and then with that top layer, I just sew it on the top as well, and that's where I stuff all the cotton in between the two for more definition. So then when you put this over it, it looks like I actually have more muscles underneath rather than just being a flat base. And then to cover it all up, because this is what it generally looks like without all that, I have to get 2 giant sheets of polyester, same color material as this one, perfect square, have it go across, and then sew it about a foot down, and then just let it hang loose. So like here's the front part, and then I do the same thing where I have it go on the front, or to the back to the front, and just put that behind. So there's another one right back here, and then at the tip I sew them together so they don't get all open and loose. And I kind of get this kind of wavy skin between the octopus's tentacles. So it covers it up, but it doesn't restrict the tentacle. At first I thought maybe I should sew them to the tentacles so it would look more webby, but I found it just really restricted the movement and it would end up ripping within no time. So I just go across, sew, and then across, sew, and I sew it all together onto the main base so it holds together, and then I sew them at the tips. So you kind of just get this floppy look and feel with it. All that. And also, you don't probably want to wear shoes with this because it could get caught on a lot of things. So what I did when I was at the convention, I just wore black socks, and that worked fine. Didn't catch on anything. And then generally when you walk, you'll probably have to just grab it a little bit and just pretty much hold it up like a skirt, just walk like that. It doesn't take a lot of effort. And now for the strings, I just bought the strongest and thinnest and most flexible fishing string I could find. And I just go crisscross between the black and the purple. On one side, just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And I go back, forth again. And one more time, and I have the string go straight through it, up and down. And then I have it go across. And what I do is I do that on both sides. As you can kind of see right here. So I have it on both sides, going crisscross, and then I tie them at the middle, right here. Then I have the 2 strings come up here. So now that'll always depend on your height. Then I have all of them do that and come up right to here. You can see that. So they all come up to here, and then I hot glued it so they all stick together so they don't get mixed up so much. Up to here, to this little wristband I bought at Hobby Lobby. Have it go through a hole, and I just have one ring attached to it, and then that one pass through it. And then usually I just grab it like this and move it. But you can also just grab the little the little metal ring to pull it as well. And that's what allows me to just manipulate the tentacles in any way I want. Pull. And this is generally the main part that most people like, is just how I can manipulate the tentacles. since it's stuffed with all the cotton and then 100% polyester, that allows it to be real flexible, so I can just move it in all different types of ways. And this is what I use to cut most of my fabric, just a little blade cutter. And then as for the necklace, this I bought off of Amazon, and I got these little LED lights there as well, which have simple little batteries, and you flip the switches on and off. I just glued it in there with some seaweed and fabric, and I just turn it on when I want it to work. And there you go. For the seashell necklace. And it's got these basic chains from Hobby Lobby too. So for a quick recap, you want to start with the tentacles, 100% polyester, 10-inch wide on the black, 6-inch wide on the purple, have 6 feet go on the floor and then 2 feet up your leg. Stitch them on the sides, turn them inside out, and the best way to do that is, once again, it helps to have them really stretchy material, but what I did is I took a little sewing needle with some string, a little tip at the ball at the tip, just stick it to the very tip of the tentacle, and just put your hand there and look for it, and you can just start using that to pull the thing out so you can get the pointy tip when you pull it inside out, have the seams on the inside. And you start with cotton, you just got to stretch the fabric and just push it in, twirl it, push, twirl, push, maybe you can use a stick so you can get the fine little pointy tips filled up with the cotton. Then you take the, whatever kind of black material, doesn't have to, I would recommend polyester, but something strong for the main base underneath. Go across the waist, go about 1 foot down, and then start going like that, and sew it all together. About half a foot, cut the bottom part of it to have them loose. Then you just sew it on the bottom of the purple side, so it'll hold the tentacle onto the main base. Repeat the process. I use just regular hand sewing because the cotton was already inside to do that on the top. Then with the 2 main black fabrics around my waist open, just stuff it with cotton in between here and here so you get more of a definition. And you just get the 100% polyester for the web effect. Once again, it depends on your size. One, it goes across, sew it down about a foot, and then before you do that, have one go across front, sew down 1 foot, and then the front one back, and then the tips on the corners, you sew them together so they don't end up showing your legs, so you can get the cool webby effect. Get a little plastic frame like this one. Get the bright purple opal kind of polyester, cut the smallest ring, fold them, just get a scissors, cut, cut, cut. And then just make sure they're all measured in the right sizes, and just start painstakingly gluing each individual one all the way down to the tip. Take some strong fishing string, and then it depends on your size, so you will want the string in the middle of the tentacle where it is on the floor, and have it go up. Have it a little bit loose, so you can move your hand around a little more easily, but tight enough for when you do this, they move. And then of course, as I said, one thing that will just cup your hand under it, and you can move it around a little more easily. And then when you have all the fishing strings, have them connect a little bit, half a foot from here to here, so they don't get tangled up, and up to this point, you glue them, and then put them on a little string, a little metal ring to another ring on a wristband, so you can control and manipulate them. It cost about $200. I just use a simple basic sewing machine to put all this together. And it took about 3 months to put all this together. And of course it took longer because I'd kind of figure out as I went along. And looking for the materials, the black, the dark purple, the bright purple. But it's a good costume. Won't be the best prop on the costume contest at Acon. But there you go, that's how I made the costume. And one other thing is when you make this costume and you go to a convention, you want to make sure you bring a cat hair roller because having these drag on the floor, depending on how clean the place is, this tentacle will get a lot of hair and dirt and stuff on it. And also you want to make sure you hot glue those suction cups on really good. Because remember, these are going to be dragging on the floor and you don't want them to get ripped off. So it'd also be wise to probably bring a glue gun just in case any damage when they start peeling or pulling off. And here's a look of the costume without me wearing it. I'm just kind of sitting it up. So it's one thing I forgot to mention is that all the fabrics, the main base and all that, they're attached to these shorts. I just have these regular gym shorts on the inside. So it's had the two layers of fabric and then the main kind of flappy skin side all sewed together, and then I had these little pin buttons hammered down onto it. So they're all connected up at the top to these gym shorts, so you can wear the gym shorts. And one thing you really also need to make sure is make sure it's difficult to put on because this is kind of heavy and it's going to be dragging on the floor and you don't want it to keep falling off your pants and your waist and all that. And you probably want shorts, not pants, because it does kind of get hot in there. So you want to make sure that you can try to get as much air in there as possible. Yeah, this is all just stuck together to a pair of shorts. And here's another look at the costume just lying down. So you can also kind of see what it looks like on the inside more. So there's the main base I was talking about with the bottom layer, and then a second copy of that on the bottom, all sewed together. This was sewed, this was hand sewn, and then where you put the cotton in between the two main black fabrics around your waist. And there are the gym shorts that are attached to all at the top.